What up, guys? Big OpTic here. I have a game of... Actually, this is a new series called Give Me Your Lunch Money, because that's exactly what I did. I went into a wager mode match, and I took the kitty's money. And it took me a while to kind of get used to the guns. This is like from the first day or so. Well, actually, the first 3 days I was playing, and I gotta tell you, I've never used any Akimbo's anything ever. So going into a gun mode where they give you Akimbo's twice is probably the hardest weapon for me to use. I don't know why. I know it's super easy, and I know a lot of people do fucking rape work with it, but for some reason I could never ever do good with it. It is the weirdest shit. So it took, like, every single time I get to I'm playing a gun mode like this one, I get to one gun and then I get fucking stuck. So I start off great, I get a good amount of kills, and I'm taking a good lead, and all of a sudden I hit up a gun and I start failing, and it's crazy. And then what happens more than often is I run into somebody and then they knife me because I'm shooting somebody else or failing the shot with somebody else, especially when it's the Akimbos. And I don't know if that's what they call them in this game. But nonetheless, I just wanted to put this video out to give you my first thoughts and on how I feel. I would love to put out a sniper gameplay, but it seems to be a little hard to get used to it. It's more frustrating than anything, and to me, video games have always been about having fun. I mean, it's a game. It has game in its name for a reason, and obviously, a lot of people get paid to post videos on YouTube, so it's sort of like a jobby. But nonetheless, it's still supposed to be fun. I mean, and to be honest, sniping to me is as fun as it is, and clips here and there are cool, and I appreciate all the montages that people put out. I appreciate the kill streaks, any trick shot that people put out there in montages. It's all great. I mean, I like it personally, but I think that I would be more happy with myself if I was to put out a I don't know, an actual gameplay with it, and not just like a 3.0 gameplay would be fine. 30 and 10 isn't that bad, I think. And especially with the disadvantage that we're currently facing with the whole patch, but nonetheless, people are figuring out different things to do. As I mentioned before on Diesel's sniper commentary, Predator has been trying to figure out several things on how to figure this out. I was fucking around with it in the bot mode, and it's pretty. Once you get used to it, it's pretty cool to do, but it's only gonna last for kill streaks. If you're gonna want to have an actual good gameplay with the sniper rifle, you're actually gonna have to hard scope a bit, and I've never found anything wrong with it. And that's the truth. If you look at any of my commentaries, I've never said anything other than I've never said that quick scope is better than hard scoping. Never, which is weird because. There's the assumption out there that someone, a quick scoper or someone like that has a problem with hard scopers. And I think that there's a lot of us out there that disagree with that. One of my favorite quotes is from D-Treats, and I'm sure that you guys have all read it and heard it and all that jazz, which is, many can quick scope, no scope, few can snipe. And that goes to say, because there's a lot of people out there that can. And I've noticed this from old OpTic members from the Call of Duty 4 days, where they were amazing quick scopers, but when it came to a game battles match, they couldn't hard scope for the life of them. And I don't know. I always thought that there was something wrong with it, because it's easy to say that if you're hard scoping, you're supposed to hit every shot. But it's not. You're so used to lining up your shot and just zooming in and quick scoping that you miss some of the basics. And I myself am guilty of missing some of these basics, especially now in from Modern Warfare 2 and all, with the whole sleight of hand and marathon sniping and all that. I can say that for the majority of the time I can hit 90% of the hard scopes. But when you're in a situation, this dude no scopes to me really cool. I had to watch the. There it is. I had to watch the kill cam on that one. I usually just spam the X button and get through with it. But back to what I was talking about with the whole hard scope thing, and it's especially when you're fucking with a higher sensitivity, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to actually aim down sight and quickly drag scope onto there, which is why I've always been an admirer of D3's, because that guy is like the real deal. So yeah, and with the whole gun game is that they give you like the most random shit. They go from the Python to the dual wielding pistols, and then they give you a shotgun, which I think the spaz. I don't know. The way they mixed it up is kind of weird for me, at least, because you would think that the harder the weapon gets is what you should be using at the end. So I think that you should start out with the launchers like I'm using here. And then from there, you move on to something easier like the shotguns or the machine guns. And then at the end, you should use the knife thing, the ballistic knife. I think is a pretty good idea, or pretty good. At the end, the hardest one to use, because it is kind of hard to use. I think that the second and third to last should be the sniper rifles, because it's pretty hard. There's a lot of people running around trying to do what you're doing, so. It's for you to pull out a shot. I mean, obviously, if the shot or the quick scope was, or the zoom in feature was the same as it was in all the previous games, it's it would have been fine. But since they don't do that, I think, and since it is harder to use, I think that it should be one of the last ones. It should get harder as you get ahead in the game, not easier, which is why I've always been a big fan of the sniper rifle. And I don't know, I guess JD and all the Treyarch guys missed the point, and I think that I personally have a lot to do with it, along with people like people on my team, the snipers on my team, fucking people like Moody, Musafuzza. It takes us a while, not a while, but it takes us a while to get a good sniping gameplay where you get a good KD. I mean, any of us can win the game easily. That's a given with the sniper rifle, and I'm talking about in previous games, but not getting awesome KD. So I guess, like Hutch said in that one discussion that they were having with Sark about the quick scoping, that people like JD 2020 and Treyarch guys see the one gameplay where fucking D3's is just raping balls and goes 30-0, or the Moody Swede getting some nasty shit, and they assume that everybody's doing that way. But all right, this has been more than long, so I'm just gonna cut it off here, and I'll continue to post and continue with this conversation about the quick scoping and my thoughts on it on a later video. So please keep on checking them out. Until next time, guys, this has been OpTic. I'm out. Peace.